Oh, Peter, thank you. That in 2023, some of us were nearly killed in Mathare. That time we were demonstrating peacefully against the high cost of living. In fact, those demonstrations of 2023 led eventually to the establishment of the National Dialogue Committee team, the NADCO. But in 2024, when the young people took to the streets in exercise of their constitutional rights, they were killed. Killed in 2023, by the way, about similar number, basically about 60 to 70 were killed, and we went burying them everywhere. We buried them in Siaya, in Makueni. My colleague was reminding us about Brian after near Wote, after Emali. And Brian, for example, the story was so sad. He had just qualified to go to the university, and his ambition was to go complete his studies, come and build a house for his mother. I was not able to do that, but we all got together with the county government, Makueni. We were able at least to give that lady a house within 1 month when we were burying Brian. So that was in 2023. In 2024, young Kenyans, the Gen Zs, caught world attention, and even today I'm quite sure the international community is watching. I've heard the BBC and others. The lead item is about a remembrance of the very brilliant and bold young Kenyans who came to the streets to, again, in furtherance partly to the issue of high cost of living, but they were now saying this was now being strongly enshrined through the infamous finance bill of 2024. So they came out armed only with bottles of water, their national flags, and their telephones. And they did what actually became a very heroic action. So today we want to remember them. I remember, for example, Eric Kyalo was shot on the head by a sniper's bullet, and remember young Kennedy Odhiambo in very innocently in Rongai, and we had the testimony of his mother when we went for the memorial service at All Saints Cathedral. Young people. And then after that, the culture of abductions followed. They didn't stop at killing the young Kenyans, but they followed this now with high-handedness, the Sumbarus, the famous Sumbarus. I remember, by the way, in 2023, I was myself put under house arrest. I was not allowed to come out because previous week we went all the way to Wote and other places. We were all over. So brutality has been the order of the day of this Kenya Kwanza administration. Now, today, we just want to remember these young people. Yesterday, when we were launching the People's Restorative Justice Commission, we made it very clear that our intention today was to come and lay wreaths in remembrance of these young people. And I think that is, as their parents, they are entitled, and other Kenyans are entitled. We also actually said clearly, we've been saying it, today is a public holiday. Indeed, it is now going to, is it 9 o'clock? And I've never seen the streets of Nairobi being so clear, easy traffic today. A lot of Kenyans have chosen to stay at home in sympathy with what happened on the 25th of June, 2024. That is where we are here. Eugene made it clear, if there are people wielding machetes, pangas, and rungus, that is not our culture. And it is time, and we now need to make it clear when the rungu wielding people, when they are demonstrating against the killing of Ojwang, right? Then these people came out carrying rungus and wherever. They did not stop there, yeah? Not the young people. The organized gangs are the ones who rained terror on shop owners in the streets, in Koinange Street, in Kaunda Street. I remember people who had the electronic shops, for example. Even the police were helping themselves, amazingly. So I think that we need to call them out and to say that this country changed forever politically. The governance of this country changed forever on the 25th of June last year. And that's why we are here. And therefore nobody can wish that away. As you heard us say yesterday, we set up the PRJC, right, led by Justin Muturi. And we know that the world attention will be drawn to that because men and women all over the world want justice. Justice for Juang, justice for the fallen young heroes of 25th of June. And today, as we speak, not a single penny has been paid by this administration to the either the victims, of course, are gone, but also their relatives, also victims. Not a single penny. And yet we actually remember when, for example, ODM joined this administration outside KICC, one of the points in the 10-point agenda was compensation. Even I think in Homa Bay, Raila tried to remind them, okay? Nobody, it's like talking to a stone. This is why we cannot understand why those people, anybody would have wanted to join them. So we have set up a People's Commission, Justice Commission. And we know the world will be coming in, and if you look at the quality and the membership of that commission led by Justin Muturi, it is the best we could think of doing, and we must thank our brother Justin Muturi for agreeing to chair that, because his credentials will even attract all attention, perhaps even support, because I think the media will be invited to hear all these stories, some of which we heard yesterday. And so we must get our country back. That's why we are here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe to Mheshimiwa Eugene.
All right, that is Kalonzo Musyoka with other leaders there saying it is like talking to a stone with regard to this.